Hi there, this is teacher Dr. Donna, and I have with me boxes from Rags2Hugs. Okay, so what is Rags2Hugs? Okay, let me check. No? Rags2Hugs is your goody box. It comes in boxes and in different designs. These are stuffed animals that you can do it yourself. Okay, so when you open the box, it comes with instructions. And let me just read it to you so that it's clear. Check your Rags2Hug goody dog box. So this is supposed to be a dog, no? So it's complete. You should have, okay, the fiber. You should have rags. You should have your own set of needles. There you go. And also your adhesive, glue tube, and pre-sewn huggy body. Okay, so there. So I think what we can do with our kids is they can actually create this by doing simple hand movements of stuffing and basic sewing on closing the outline or the hem, this part, and at the same time attaching buttons using a glue stick and also using the glue stick to attach other parts of the face. So let's try to do it. Okay, instructions would require you to look at the slit of the dog's body, the tummy of the dog, and you start stuffing it with the fiber. The suggestion is that you make the fiber, in pieces that are small so that they can easily come through the hole. You can also use the rags at the same time. So this is something like a reusing project or recycling. And I think the rags will add to the texture, to the feel, to the fullness of our stuffed dog. So just keep pushing it, and I think this is a good exercise for the fingers of our children. So you keep putting it, and then you can also use a dowel or like a stick, like a colored pen, to just keep pushing some of the parts so that it fills up. As you can see, I am exercising my fingers. So this is good for adults and as well as young kids and also elderly. Practicing so you prevent arthritis. Yes, keep putting it. So now I have my head there coming out. So after trying to fill it up, there's still a lot of space, but I noticed as a tip, you put the rags first so that it can reach the tips easily, because it's more able to go to those areas. No? So, and as you do this, you can actually teach your children, that animals or living things need food in order to grow. So you keep stuffing it. And you also need to say that you also need to move, which is exercise for health. So apart from just the food you take, you also have to have exercise. In other words, the constant moving of the parts so that it fills out. So depending on how stuffed you want it to be, which I assume to be a huggable animal, you want it stuffed. So I still have a lot, and I think whatever they put in the box, I'm assuming that that's pretty much the stuff that can fit into our animal. Okay, so am I happy with it? If you want some animal that's very stuffed and huggable, there. And maybe put some, just press it so it all fills out evenly. There. So there are two options in closing our stuffed animal. You can decide to put glue gun. It comes with a glue stick, so you heat it and then you attach the Velcro in both sides as seen, and then you attach it like that. Okay, but I think I prefer to sew it. and the suggestion was to do blanket stitch when you sew it. And so we will do blanket stitch. It comes with the needle and a thread, and as well as your buttons for the eyes. Okay. So if you'd like to teach your children how to sew, basic blanket stitch can be used, but you want the, so you're gonna like align it. Maybe that's why it shouldn't be so stuffed, because it's gonna be hard to align there, right? There. So I'm just demonstrating. It's done. Okay, so wow, I did it! I have now our cuddly, a cuddly pet, but it's missing some eyes, no? So the box comes with 2 buttons. Okay, so I guess you ask your child, where do you want to put the eye? So I am assuming you put it here. Okay, you want the eyes to be where it's not covered by the ears, so you want it here, you know? But first you have to create a hook, a knot on your thread, and then place it inside one of the holes of our button, and then you now put it inside here, right?
Yeah, the other
Okay, on the other hole, and then you attach it to the port where you want it to go. Cool. This is where you need adult support because the hands of the kid might not be as. Again, on a piece of cloth so that it's anchored. Put it on the other hole. There you go. So you're now securing it, right? But since you want to have everything, so you can put it back here, right?
Yes.
And then secure it again with another piece. You bite it again from the back, so it's. And then get it inside the next hole. There you go. So you are actually securing it in a square, right? So when you're done, one way to hook around it is just to make one hook, and then you just sort of like create the normal knot that you would do when you're finished with the project. You just hook it around, and that secures your button. So you do the same thing on the other side, and look. It's so cute. And now you've got a huggable dog that can go with you. You can even dress her up and sew more clothes with your kids if you want her to have a coat or a blanket or stuff. So this is the Rags2Hug Goody box. It's 500 pesos with everything you need to create this. And for every 500 pesos that you give, 50 pesos will go to support a child from Visions of Hope Foundation, and we will be able to support them with enhancement classes for reading, intervention classes for those that have delays, and also you can also help them through their online classes. So Rags2Hug, just look it up in Facebook, can deliver your boxes, and you can start creating different animals. So this is the dog and there's a cat. So I would say this could be done with the help of an adult, an 8-year-old, and then with minimal support for a tween, and maybe on their own, high schoolers can do this without help. And when you do this, you support another child who needs your help during this time of COVID pandemic school year.